into live. The practice session has ended and we are recording.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Board of County Commissioners business meeting for June 9th, 2020. And we are in the hearing room as the commissioners, the county manager and county attorney, and we are also online virtually. So I want to let everybody know what our status is. And now I would like to ask everyone to stand and join us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Mr. Ingalls, we have certification of our agenda today.
We do, Mr. Chair. My office has reviewed all items on today's agenda, and they all meet legal approval.
Thank you, sir. And do any of the commissioners have any disclosure for any item on the agenda today?
I have none, thank you.
And I have none, Mr. Chair, thank you.
And I have none. So we are both, again, in the hearing room and virtually online. So as we go through, we will ask in the audience, listening online and in the room for any comments or any testimony. So our first item is number 2 on our agenda, citizens' comments, organizational comments. Is there anyone in either the listening audience or the room audience would like to address the board regarding any item? But we ask that it not be an item that is either on our consent agenda or our regular agenda. So at this time, I see no one in the room asking to present to the board. And I'm going to ask Troy, is there anyone with a raised hand online that would like to address the board?
Commissioner Partridge, I see no raised hands.
And Mr. Ingalls or Kristen, have we received any email requests to address the board? And the answer is no. So at this time, we will move on to item number 3, our consent agenda. At this time, is there anyone on the telephone or in the room would like to address the board regarding any item on the consent agenda? Seeing no one in the room, I'll ask again, Troy, is there anyone with a raised hand?
Scanning, Commissioner, I see no raised hands.
Thank you, Troy. And Mr. Ingalls and Kristen, have we received an email notification? Okay, very good. I'll bring it back to the board to discuss or present a motion for our consent agenda items A through J.
Mr. Chair, I have a motion to approve the request in all items A through J of the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a first and a second. No further discussion. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Aye. The consent agenda passes. Moves us on to our item number 4, our regular agenda. This is a Visa Business Personal Property Tax Agreement Amendment. Presenting for staff, Katie Ryder.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. This is Katie Ryder on behalf of Community Development. The document before you today is a Business Personal Property Tax Agreement Amendment with Visa USA. The request is represented by Louis Love of Visa. Visa is a global payments technology company that serves consumers, businesses, financial institutions, and governments. It expanded its operation in Highlands Ranch in 2013 with an investment at the facility at 8744 Lucent Boulevard and executed a rebate agreement. At that time, the company anticipated the creation of 400 new positions during the term of the agreement with an average annual wage of $106,000. Based on annual reports, over 1,100 jobs exist at that facility with an average annual wage of $119,000. At the time Visa executed the rebate agreement in 2013, it included a cap of approximately $821,000 in business personal property tax that could be rebated based on a 10-year estimate provided at the time the agreement was drafted. The rebates that Visa has received during the agreement have already surpassed this amount. Therefore, the company would like to pursue an amendment to the agreement so that they can capture 100% of the county's portion of business personal property tax moving forward. The estimated total rebate amount over the remaining term of the agreement is $1.5 million. The request complies with Colorado Revised Statute sections 3011-123 and 3930-105, which govern business personal property tax rebates for the county. The board may approve the agreement amendment with Visa as it complies with the county's approval standards and policies. This concludes my presentation for today. I'm available for any questions, and Mr. Love has also joined us for the meeting today.
Thank you, Katie. Any questions for staff at this time?
I have none, thank you.
And I have none.
And I have none. Katie, thank you very much. And Katie, I had a Mr. Hickey down as the representative. I believe you stated a different name for the representative for the applicant. Is that Mr. Love, Lewis Love?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Love, would you like to address the board? And if you would state your name, the spelling of your last name, and your address for the record, please.
Okay, I didn't have any planned remarks, but my last name is Love, L-O-V-E, first name Lewis, L-E-W-I-S, and my business address is 900 Metro Center Boulevard, Orser City, California, 94404. I just wanted to thank you. I wanted to thank the county for the partnership we've had over the last couple of years and for your continued support. That operation in the Highlands, both areas, the data center and the rental property, which is the address, which is in the application, represent 1,200 jobs. We will continue to add to it. That operation is considered critical for us and is part of our long-term strategy. I think that's probably all I was planning on saying.
Thank you, Mr. Love. Now ask the board if there are any questions for Mr. Love.
I have no questions, Mr. Love. I'd just like to thank you for having a great business in Douglas County.
Thank you, ma'am.
Likewise, I would echo my colleagues' sentiments that we certainly value Visa and their employment of our citizens here, certainly during challenging times. That is a critical priority for us. So thank you for your presence here.
Thank you, sir.
And I would echo those same comments. We are very thankful for you. I know we've had the opportunity to tour the Visa plant here in Douglas County, and quite impressive all the way around, and certainly has been an upstanding organization all the way throughout. So we feel privileged to have you in Douglas County, Mr. Love.
Thank you very much, sir.
This time, I'll ask anyone in the room audience or the listening audience if they'd like to address the board regarding this application. I see no one in the room, and I'll ask Troy, is there a hand raised at all for anybody who would like to address the board?
Commissioner Partridge, I see no hands raised.
And Mr. Ingalls and Kristen, they're shaking their head with no email correspondence. So at this time, I'll close public comment and bring it back to the board for any further questions, discussions, and/or motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve Visa Business Personal Property Tax Agreement Amendment Project File ED 2015-033.
Second.
We have a first and a second, and I'd just like to comment that it's really quite impressive when we did this initial business personal property tax agreement. It was impressive as it was just for the number of jobs. But seeing how they've pretty well smashed that record and presented it, I have no qualms about offering this because of the amount of jobs, amount of good paying jobs, and being a great business for Douglas County. And we really appreciate that. So no further comments. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion passes. Thank you, Visa and Mr. Love. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Our next item on the agenda B is Kematic upgrade for clerk and recorder and human services agreement with Kematic to upgrade the application for clerk and recorder to version 7, add a test environment, move to a Kematic hosted model, and add Kematic lobby management for human services. Total amount of this agreement is $116,460.11 and will be funded from the IT Tech Fund. Presenting for staff, Mike Wise.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. This agenda item was intended for the consent agenda. I'm happy to answer any questions, but have no additional information to present.
Very well. I know we received information in our packet. I'm going to ask if the commissioners have any particular questions for Mr. Wise regarding the request.
Mr. Wise, I read the packet. I have no questions. Thank you.
And same, the packet was very thorough. I have no further questions.
And likewise, Mr. Wise, sorry if we didn't make it clear for the presentation. You know, we always like to have a short, concise presentation. You did a wonderful job. I thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
So I too have read and understand fully, and we will move on to anyone in the public audience in the room and either on the phone or through email. Anyone like to address the board regarding this application? Seeing no one in the room. And Troy, do we have any hands raised?
Commissioner Partridge, we have no hands raised.
Thank you, Troy. And I'm seeing Mr. Ingalls and Kristen have not received anything through email. So at this time, I'll close public comment, bring it back to the board for any further questions, discussion, and or motion.
Mr. Chair, I have a motion to approve Kematic upgrade for clerk and recorder and human services agreement. Total amount for this agreement is $116,460.11 and will be funded from the IT Tech Fund. It's 800900.
Second.
We have a first and a second. No further discussion. All in favor, state aye.
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 Aye, the motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Wise. Appreciate it. Let's move us on to our next item on the agenda C. Resolution rescinding resolution number R-019-0131, authorizing the Colorado New Energy Improvement District to conduct the CPACE program in Douglas County. Presenting Doug DeBoard, County Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The commissioners received some additional information right before the hearing, so request that this item be rescheduled to June 23rd, our next business meeting.
Very well. Thank you, sir. And what is the desire of the board regarding the item C?
So moved. Mr. Chair, I will make a motion to continue a resolution rescinding resolution number R-019-131, authorizing the Colorado New Energy Improvement District to conduct the CPACE program in Douglas County to the next scheduled business meeting on June 23rd at 1:30 p.m. 2020.
We have a
Second.
We have a first and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion passes and will be continued till June 23rd at 1:30 p.m. Mr. DeVord, any further business?
Just a couple of comments. Just wanted to thank all the work for IT, for Jim and Casey and Jim Brown and Sarah and Vince. Kind of historic day to have our first meeting in the hybrid meeting. Also want to thank our host, Troy, who's celebrated birthday yesterday. Everybody's had to pick up different responsibilities, but Troy has assumed the role of host of board meetings seamlessly and has done a really great job. I did want to note, just for whoever on the team is doing it, I see that we deleted item C on the regular agenda. We don't want to do that, even though that's probably helpful. We don't change the agenda, so let's not do that again.
Thank you, Mr. DeBoard. And the county manager report was enclosed. Commissioner comments.
Yes, Commissioner Partridge, I would just like to let everyone know that the county is still keeping on doing things that we've always done that our citizens really appreciate. And one of them is the community e-recycle event. But this year, we're going to do 3 different dates. So next Wednesday, that's a week from tomorrow, on June 17th, from 9 to 3 at the Douglas County Fairgrounds. You can bring electronics only. We're not going to be doing shredding of confidential data like we have in the past. This is only for electronics. We'll have another date in July, Wednesday, July 15th, again from 9 to 3 at the fairgrounds. And then our final one will be on Saturday, August 8th from 9 to 1 at Echo Park Stadium in Parker, where we've successfully held it in the past. So you just have to have all your electronics in your vehicle, and then you will pull up to the site. You stay in your car. Workers will be taking the items out of your car so that we can maintain social distancing. And once again, the county will be helping our citizens with things they've always appreciated. So thank you for the time, Commissioner Partridge.
Thank you for those comments, Commissioner Thomas. I just wanted to echo the sentiments of our county manager and say how wonderful it is for all of us to be together in person after several months and really acknowledge the heroes of this endeavor, which is the IT department represented by the individuals in the back corner. If it wasn't for you, we would not be able to do, and they're looking, yes, you, absolutely you. All of us have been working more than full time in order to address this crisis on multiple levels. So we certainly appreciate all of the hard work that you've done into making this possible. So thank you for that. And thank you to my colleagues for their hard work during this time as well. It's nice to be in person.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Commissioner Layden, and I will echo our county manager's statement also. It's been phenomenal when you really look at the amount of technology that has moved us forward, as we all will probably be working in many different ways now, but still just as effective. So I really want to thank IT. I also want to thank all the telecommunication businesses throughout our county, our state, our country. They've just been a phenomenal job because the increased demand. We've occasionally had some IT issues when you're on a Zoom call or a WebEx meeting or a Teams meeting. But for the 99% of the time, it's been very effective, and we just really want to appreciate the whole industry. I really want to shout out to all the residents of Douglas County also, and the businesses, employees who have been, really quite compliant through all this. And that's one reason in Douglas County we see such low numbers. As we've been told through our data sheets that we get daily, we've only had 1 hospitalization from COVID-19 in Douglas County in the last week. Very impressive, and also the number of cases continues to drop. So it's a real shout out to our citizens who have, I'm going to use the word, been compliant, been considerate, but also have kept themselves healthy. As we know, we've stated before, we've been recognized as the healthiest county in the country, and that's a real tribute to our residents. So from all the commissioners from the county, we appreciate you and thank you all. And we wish for you to continue to be blessed and stay healthy. That concludes our agenda. We are adjourned.